Since commencement is truly intended to be a special event for our graduating class, this year the graduates have nominated Dr. David Edgerly to be their commencement speaker. Dr. Edgerly is Assistant Professor of Psychology, Faculty Athletic Representative, and the university's recipient in 2005 of its Excellence in Teaching Award. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. David Edgerly.
Good morning. Better than I usually get in class, that many good mornings back to me. Today, as I speak, I want you all to understand that the audience I am addressing are you, the graduates. This is your day, and so my speech is to you. There's many other people here today that will get to listen to this speech. Hopefully you get something out of it, but if it has meaning, the people I want to have take some piece of meaning away today are the graduates. So the first thing in the first order of business is, of course, to say congratulations. You have done well. When I thought about what you have accomplished, one of the things that struck me is this may be one of the first things that you voluntarily did in your life, especially educationally. College is not mandatory. It's not like going through the primary grades or middle school or anything like that. That 4 years ago or 5 or 6 years ago, you all came here totally of your own voluntary will, a little push perhaps from parents, and endeavored into a task that's huge, this very big task of accomplishing, getting QU to put its stamp of approval on you. And today, we do that. The faculty, the division, the department, Quincy University as a whole places you as certified by us, qualified to go out and say you are a college degree holder or a graduate degree holder worthy of the world recognizing for that honor. So as I thought about what I wanted to be able to say, I began to look over some quotes from someone whose work I admire very much, which is Dr. Schmeier, a history professor at Valdosta University in Georgia. And one quote stood out to me, and I'd like to read that with a little bit of my own paraphrase. I think far, far too often, we academics and our students are more focused on the paper chase after the transcript and the diploma, and not on developing the essence of the human being chasing that diploma. When I thought about that, I thought about how important it is both that while you were here, but even more now that you're leaving, to help your essence to shine, to help who you are as a human being, who you are as a person, to come out more and more. And that goes way beyond any of these degrees that you've earned, any of the majors that you have specialized in. It is the entire you. Now that task overwhelmed me. As I looked at the possibilities of talking about that, it was too broad. So I decided to narrow it down to one area and one area only that we will discuss today, and that's the area of mentoring, and how it is that I believe each and every one of you should have your eyes and your ears open, looking for that person who's going to get to mentor you as you proceed through life. Now, they probably won't stay with you for life. They will stay with you for a handful of years and help advance you. Part of the beauty of a mentor, at least of the type I'm talking about, is that they are truly committed in your success. When you succeed, they'll celebrate with you. When you fail and fall down, they will bind your wounds and cry with you. And they will invest in you freely. In essence, one of the things that they do is they model giving and sharing and doing service. Now, there are two types of mentors that we typically talk about in 2009. One of those is the formal mentor. That's not the kind I'm talking about. They play a very important role, but it isn't what I'm speaking of. Now, formal mentors are the kind of mentors that you get assigned by an employer. So you get hired by a company, which many of you are hoping for. You will get a mentor who is responsible for sort of helping you along. And that's all very good. Or some of you came in, and when you arrived at QU 4 years ago, they said, here's the name of your mentor, and you trucked off to some office of some faculty member that was allegedly your mentor. I much prefer the term consultant or advisor. But nonetheless, that's a formal mentoring relationship. The kind I'm talking about is informal mentoring, and that's what it's referred to. Informal mentoring, now I still believe it is assigned, and bear with me. I think informal mentoring is assigned by God. I think God, or if you're uncomfortable with that term, the universe, brings two people together and offers them opportunity. No one is required to take them up on it, so you always have the choice. If a mentor arises and you don't want them at that time, you can pass on that, and the universe or God will not think less of you. Likewise, the mentor may pass on that. So this generates a very, very spontaneous, very magical, mystical kind of experience that occurs between you and your mentor. And they are invested in you, and as you leave today, one of the things that parents might talk to your graduates about is people who have mentored you. Some of you who are graduates have already had the good fortune to have a mentor, so you might talk with each other or your parents about that. And those of you who have not yet had a mentor might ask your parents or your colleagues about what it will mean when you do get a mentor that can share with you and invest on you. Now, part of the beauty of mentoring, now remember, they're modeling giving and sharing. Now, part of the beauty of a mentor is that they are not in it for them. Yes, they benefit from it in the sense that they get to know you and spend time with you, but they are not in it. They are not going to get money if you're paying them. Trust me, they are not your mentor. They are not getting recognition. They will never be famous. They are simply doing this for you, and what I want to tell you is it's free. Embrace it and take it as it is freely given. Except there is one catch. And I firmly believe that when we accept a mentor into our life, we're also making a commitment back to God, back to the universe, that says we will also mentor, that you also will step up to the plate and voluntarily, when God or the universe comes along and taps you on the shoulder and says, what about this one? You will seriously consider the possibility that you will say, yes, I'm prepared to dedicate 3 or 5 or 7 or 10 years of my life to caring and giving and serving another human being to help their essence shine. So I send you out to have your eyes and your ears open, looking for those opportunities that will present themselves to you. And when you complete that phase of your journey, I want you to hear my voice telling you one more time, open your eyes and ears to the next opportunity, which is to mentor. That's where you will find magic. Thank you very much.
Dr. Edgerly, thank you very much for a very inspirational message.